to Crochet HD. I'm your host, Jackie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, you're a one-hit wonder. I am so glad you're here. If you're a repeat offender, a member of the GlamFam, ring around the collar. First things first, I'm feeling much better. Much better. Y'all, I do not recommend getting the flu. Just saying. Don't do it. So today's episode is the December LP, a wrap-up of everything that took place last month. And also, this is the first podcast of 2024. 2024. Holy cow. Dang, 2024 already. When you sleep through the last week of the year, it really feels phenomenal. No, unreal. Surreal. That's it. It's surreal to think that now I have to start writing 2024 on things. But I will say that as of today, the filming of which today is January the 3rd, I have not made a single yarn purchase. I'm actually going to try to go. You know what? I'm taking it 1 week at a time. So I'm going to try to go until next Sunday without making a yarn purchase. I think I'm actually going to be okay. There's only one yarn person. There's only one yarn that just tugs at every fiber of my being that makes it very hard to resist making a purchase. But well, we'll check in next week and I'll let you know how that's going. Yeah, so I guess my first finished objects that I will discuss right now are what Miss Hetty is wearing. So excited! So the first thing I will mention is the shawl that Miss Hetty is wearing. This was my December inspiration shawl, and yes, I went back to my granny shawl thing. Mind your business. And I want to say that every time I make one of these shawls, even though it's the same pattern, everyone is just gorgeous. Let's look at this. All right, I'll try to get Editing Jackie to pop in the inspiration photo. But look at this. Just gorgeous. This absolutely says December. It says cold weather. It says cool. It is beautiful. Now, what did I make this out of? I used, this is Holst Garn Coast, and I just took 2 strands of, well, these are all, the sampler pack, so it's like a scrap pack. And where did I start here? Come on, Jackie. I would say that it's because I weaved in all my ends and I can't find the beginning, but, well, there's where we ended. Okay. So yeah, I just took 2 strands of contrasting yarn and went all the way through, kind of following the color inspiration from the photo. And here she is. And I even went around and did a single crochet around the whole body of the And again, when it bloomed so lovely. So this yarn is 50% cotton and 50% wool. It's a 3-season shawl, so I feel like I'll be able to use it in the spring, fall, and winter. Yay! And it looks so good modeled with my second finished object, which I'm calling, what did I call this? I just called it my Toonie Cardi. Yeah, okay. This was definitely a labor of love because it was done without a pattern. It is Tunisian crocheted flat using the knit stitch. I made it bottom up. I lied. I made it top down, following the, I guess, the recipe of one of Grace for the Frills traditional crochet garment. Ooh. And I just followed, you know, the increases to make the raglan, and then I did the whole body and then went back and picked up for the sleeves. I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure I did the sleeves flat and then attached it to the body. There are some, I'll say, weak areas in this design, mainly because I couldn't do the sleeves in the round, and seaming Tunisian crochet to me takes a different skill set than just like regular seaming because of the way the stitches are made. It's not like you can just simply, you know, like whip stitch it together. It just doesn't work for me. So this year, since both Lynn and I are really kind of trying to hone our Tunisian crochet skills, I'm really hoping to either one, get comfortable with Tunisian in the round, or two, get better at seaming Tunisian. But other than that, this, oh, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And Hetty looks amazing in it. I'm so jealous. It does not have buttons, even though I did make a button band. I rather like it with the shawl pin as a closure. It's beautiful. Now, the yarn that I used it was Knit Crate Oasis Vitellana. All of those words go together some kind of way. The color was called Casablanca, and this was yarn that I received in a giveaway from, back in 2022. I received 7 hanks, and I used 5 and almost 6 full skeins for my beautiful. Anyway, so that would be finished object number 2. Believe it or not, y'all, December, I had a lot of finished objects. Just looking here, and I don't have all of them in my hand, but I did get I got pictures of most of them. So I dusted off my knitting machine, and with that, I made 8 hats. One hat, the bearer of said hat, has refused to send a photo in. She knows who she is. Next on my finished objects was my unspun mittens. Y'all may have seen these, was it last week when Jackie's Hands did the video about the Aberdeen's wool haul. Those mittens I made in a couple of hours. I had been dying to use my unspun yarn, and I had also been participating in the Knits and Pieces podcast Smash That Stash, where you're supposed to use up all of your yarn, or use yarn from your stash prior to 2023. And I had this yarn for a little while, but in order to count it towards an entry for this year-long make-along, it had to measure at least 50 grams. Y'all, I was so certain that those mittens were going to be at a minimum, like I was thinking 55, 60. Those bad boys came in at like 37 or something. They are so incredibly lightweight, like they will fly away, but they're warm. They are so warm. Do I have them? Hold on. So here they are. Now the shape of them are funny because, again, I did this without a pattern and I was starting to get sick and didn't realize it. But they are functional and they fit as long as my nails don't grow too much longer. If you remember about unspun yarn, so it is almost like roving that you use to actually like spin yarn, but it's not thin. What is the word I'm looking for? It can be very delicate to work with because it doesn't have the strength that traditional yarn has. So that means when you make a mistake, you just persevere because there is no frogging. It comes apart very easily, but in a finished object, it's perfect. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's la la. I'm dying to try to use some more of my unspun in a Tunisian crochet project. I want to get some more at some point, but not until I have figured out exactly what I want to make, because again, this is not the kind of project, or this is not the kind of fiber that you want to change your mind about once you get started. I got this, if you're interested, I bought these plates because they come in big round plates like this, from, where did I get them from? The Woolly Thistle. And I'll put their web address right here. They also have a YouTube channel. I was just so happy to have somewhere in the world some, what is the word? Crochet representation in the unspun community. So, yay! All right, I think that is all for my finished objects. Why did it feel like it was more? Oh, because of so many hats. So what is that, like 7, 8, 9, 10? 10 finished objects in October. October? Where am I? 10 finished objects in the month of December. Not bad, again, considering the last week of the month, I was down for the count. Next up, whips. My whips. As I look at my list of whips, yeah. Okay, one of the items that I wrote down, probably pick up on it again in January or February. In January, actually, I hope to have it finished because our week of winter is coming up at some point really soon, and I would like for Not Hetty to be able to wear it. So it is a pullover that I'm making for her using more stash yarn, but I started it and then I frogged it because it looked like a drunk person was crocheting. But it is made out of Must Be Merino from YARNVIP, and it's 50% merino, 25% nylon, 25% acrylic, I believe. So soft. And this will be the first this will be the first, come on, Jackie, you can word. This will be the first, gosh, what am I trying to say? This will be the first project that I've made for Not Hetty that has wool in it. Not for any other reason except for it needed to be, her items need to be somewhat, is it foolproof? I don't think that's the word. She was she doesn't want anything that's going to require high maintenance. So far, you know, everything has been acrylic or cotton blend or something along those lines. So this is kind of like a big girl make for her, and she's excited. She loves how soft it is, and it really is soft. And I'm looking forward to making it with a clear mind. I'm going to call that my first WIP, even though there's no photo or nothing to show you because I had to frog it. I can show you the yarn color. This is the color. This is not the same one because this is the Aran weight, and the one I'm using for hers is a DK weight, but it's this color, which is called Silver. Very pretty, very soft. I'm excited. Technically, I can't even show you this. Can I? I will anyway. So this year, 2024, marks the Hip to Be Square Mal. If you have not heard about it, it's super simple. I've changed the rules since I first mentioned it to you now that I think about it. Okay, it's real easy. You have to make 2 squares. You can knit those squares, you can crochet those squares, you can Tunisian crochet those squares, you can sew them, you can quilt them, you can weave them, you can origami. 2 squares at least per month throughout the year. That's all you have to do. If you want to make a decent sized blanket, I would recommend that your squares are at least, what did I say, 12 inches. I think that would be a nice impressive square that at the end of the year, actually, at the beginning of 2025, you can put together a beautiful blanket if you don't do the, join as you go method of joining. But your squares can be any size you like. Now, I came up with that addendum. I know that's a word. I don't know if that's the word I want, but I'm going to use it because it feels good. At first, I was going to do the 12 by 12, and I even went and bought some yarn for that. But then after I got the Tangled Poets micro skeins, ta-da! And this has 50 different micro skeins in it, and they're not even like different. There are some that repeat, but I thought this will be absolutely perfect, and I'll just make these little squares. So with that being said, I've already made the first 2 squares of 2024. Okay, this one is a traditional granny square. And this one, it looks like a traditional granny, but it is not, because the middle is way down here. This is where the square started. I forget exactly what it's called. I have a book. I have 2 books that I will be using to make my squares throughout the year, because I would really like to try different stitches to make my squares with. And in saying that, Lucas of Lucas Yarns is doing a make-along this year also. It's called like New Year, New Stitch or something along those lines, where he's just encouraging us to, learn a new skill set, whatever that might be. If it means learning a new square stitch, if it means if you want to learn how to knit and you're a crocheter and vice versa, just something like that. And I think his is only going through the end of January, but that was, perfect, I think, for the squares challenge. Now, maybe if enough people participate, maybe we can just twist his arm and he'll extend it throughout the year, because New Year, New Stitch is perfect. And we can have our 2 make-alongs live side by side throughout the whole year. How cool would that be? So now I've got my first 2 squares of the year. Now I'm mad because these yarns are so gorgeous and I want to keep making them. But these two little things right here actually lead me into another WIP, because I did not use the complete hanks for each of these squares, what was left over, I'm putting into my scrap project of the year. Normally, I do that with my leftover worsted weight yarns, and I just make one huge granny square blanket. But this year, I have a feeling I'm going to be doing some deep... I'm going to be doing some damage with my #1 fingering weight yarns. So I'm going to be making a scrap project using my fingering weight scraps. Whew. So here's the beginning of my scrap project. Guess what it's going to be? Y'all, I'm in love with granny shawls. Now, I'm hoping that I will learn a new granny shawl stitch or granny stitch shawl pattern at some point throughout the year. So, you know, that I'm still flexing and I'm not like just stagnant, because it feels a little bit like that's where I'm at. But I'm so happy when I'm just sitting here making the granny stitch over and over again.
What?
I don't know, but here we are. So that's okay. Whips. I'm going to count this as 1 since, you know, it's 2 squares per month. So whip 1, whip 1 was the one that I didn't show you. So whip 2, whip 3. Those whips are living in this bag right here, which I love so much. I got it from an Etsy seller, and I'll put her information right there. I love this bag. Living in this bag, which I just got from Michael's last year before last. Okay. Another make-along that I'm participating in is the Whodunit, which is a murder mystery make-along. This one's interesting because we're getting like parts of a story that was written by the person who's hosting this make-along, and so we're getting like little bits of it like a week, I think, once a week or something, which is perfect for me because I'm not a reader. I mean, I like to read, but I'm not like a reader. I can't like just sit down and read a story because, you know, the ADD. But so far this story is really good. Nothing's happened yet, but the murder mystery make-along comes with a pattern, and the pattern is a knit pattern. It's for a shawl, and y'all know me, I have to be extra. So I took the knit pattern and I converted it to Tunisian crochet. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And it is a crescent shaped asymmetrical shawl. I've never done a crescent shape, so I'm looking forward to that. And whoop, whoop, whoop. Let me show you here. Here's what I have so far. Na, 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 na. And the yarn that I'm using is a fade from Knit Picks. Okay. It is the Stroll Mini Pack fingering weight, and the colorway is called Aquarium. So it fades from this gray all the way to this navy-ish color. And each hank is 92 yards, 20 grams for a total of 460 yards. And let's see, this first color, let me get this right. All right, this first color is called Pearlescent Tonal. And then the next color that I'm working on right now is called Eucalyptus Tonal. And they are so pretty next to each other. So I'm really excited about this. And the pattern itself, the way it was written in knit, I understood the words, but like I had to figure out how to make it work for Tunisian crochet, which it wasn't that hard, but it did, you know, it took me a little bit of trial and error. As a matter of fact, let me see. Here's my trial. Like right there. I don't know if that is easier or... Ooh. And this yarn is one of the minis that I got from Hue Loco. This is the Mood Ring colorway. Yeah, so that was my practice piece. Really happy with how this is turning out. I didn't realize it was asymmetrical. I thought it was going to be, you know, a true crescent. Now that I'm doing this, after I've finished this shawl, I think I want to try to do a Tunisian crescent shape shawl, like, you know, where it gets bigger and then it gets smaller on the other end. I think that would be kind of nice. So we'll see. These are words that I'm saying right now in January 2024, and I have the right to repeal all of these words. Grab a bag, Jackie, grab a bag. All right. Living in my Doctor Who project bag with the awesome drawstring pulls here. I just love this. It's wibbly wobbly and timey wimey. Oh yeah, I never did show y'all this. Look on the inside. For those of you who know Doctor Who, you know that's Gallifrey. Living in here is, this is the project that I literally, I'm calling it my arcane shawl. Ta-da! This is yet another knit pattern that I have hacked to make it work for Tunisian crochet. This was introduced to me by Lucas of Lucas Yarns. The original pattern is called the Linus shawl, and it is very, very easy to knit and to Tunisian crochet. And again, my mind is working and I'm thinking, I want to figure out how to hack this to a traditional crochet shawl. I can't just, again, this is the year of Jackie being extra. Judy of Judy's Creations and Crochet. Last year apparently was the year of Judy. I don't remember why it was the year of Judy, but maybe this is the year of Jackie. Jackie making hacks. I don't know. Just, I don't want to say hacky Jackie because one, it sounds kind of tacky. But also, I've been coughing up a storm, so hacky Jackie, not good. Anyway, this is made using Fall Feelings from Arcane Fiberworks. I love this song so much, y'all. Y'all just know, so this is, by the way, this is the first skein, because I have two, and let me show you what is left. Ooh. So this is how much is left of the first skein, and this is also the skein that, well, fell victim to the scissor. The scissors are still in timeout, in case y'all are wondering. Can I just say that weaving in the ends on Tunisian crochet projects is so much easier than weaving in on traditional crochet projects, because you can literally just crochet over the edge or over the ends with Tunisian crochet because of just the way the stitches lock together. I love this. All right. I'm trying real hard to be cool, but if you have touched Arcane Fiberworks yarn and can still remain cool, well, I would ask you to tell me how you do it, but at the same time, I don't want you to, because I can't hide my cool. Look at the back. I tell you what, the back of Tunisian knit is so cool. It reminds me of knit garter stitch, but yet different. but yet cool all at the same time. So there's the front. And here's the back. And it's all just super yummy. Super yummy. What was I going to say? I think, okay, after I finish this hank of the yarn, I'm going to block it and see exactly how much it grows to see if I want to go ahead and add the second skein or just stop it after the first one. I've only made like 2 really large shawls, and I feel like I prefer like the small to medium size, but sometimes a yarn enters your life and it wants to be way more than you thought it would be, which is okay. Which is, like I said, I'm going to finish it off, sorta, and see, you know, how it looks after one skein. Because this could be a one skein wonder. I'm going to look and see what the original pattern calls for, if it's supposed to be a one skein wonder or more. So I'll put the information here if all of the cylinders are firing, and go from there. But whatever is left over from this is going into my scrap shawl. That's going to be so great. That means I'll have, you know what? I realize I am a weirdo when it comes to Arcane Fiberworks yarn. I'm not apologizing for it at all. Everybody needs that time away. Everybody has that yarn. You just do. Everybody does. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you think you are, but everyone has that yarn that whether the camera is on or not, y'all are spending some quality time alone. And you're like, you know, and I'm not judging you at all. Sometimes you find that yarn first day out. Sometimes it takes you a little while. Anyway, so this is finished object. I mean, this is work in progress number, I don't remember. Okay, I got one more. What am I wearing? This, y'all know, this right here, this is my Hazy Shade of Winter, made with the Hodgepodge yarn from Blue Mountain Farms. Love it, love it, love it, love it. When you're sick, when you have the flu and you have a fever, you can't really wear a sweater because you're spending half the time taking the sweater off, putting the sweater back on. A cardigan is perfect for the flu. Probably shouldn't use that as a tagline of any kind, but it works for me. I have been living alternatively? Yeah, I have been between this cardigan and my hot cocoa cardigan, back and forth, and they have been doing their job. They keep me warm, but not too warm. And when I get too warm, I can take one arm out, and I do that. Because when you have the flu, a fever, and a hot flash all at the same time, life is funny. I don't mean funny, haha. But it's like when you get pimples and gray hair. What's that about? Or when you get pimples, gray hair, and facial hair, and sometimes the facial hair is gray. And then you have a hot flash and the flu and a coughing spell. I have totally forgotten what I was talking about. Let's move on. Bag number next. In here lives my, yes. This is the Tunisian Sweater Challenge sweater. No, the Tunisian Challenge sweater. The Knit Tunisian Sweater Challenge sweater. This is the thing that I am making as a challenge to Lynn from Nina's Knots Crochet, where we are converting a knit sweater pattern into a Tunisian crochet pattern. I showed you this. It may have been at the beginning of December. Yeah, because I had shown you that I mixed the two skeins together and asked if I should, take out the other skein. Anyway, I went with the consensus. The census. Majority ruled, and I took out all of the new skein stitches, which I had made some progress, but that was okay because we're down to here now. And I haven't touched it at all this year. Yes, it's the third. What's your point? I haven't touched it. So here we are. Lynn, you need to catch up. So, yeah, Lynn. So here we are. Pismo Beach and all the clams we can eat. So now that I have frogged back and I did start a new row. I guess I just lied. Anyway, I did start 1, 2. Okay, so I did 2 rows. So it's not, the second row cancels out the first row as far as lying about it. So anyway, so here we are. And I'm still very interested in seeing where the next hank of yarn is going to start and if it's going to repeat this, I don't know, what is it, heat? It reminds me of infrared heat, kind of whatever, but love it. Love the yarn. You know what would be great? A pattern, a project using Thriss's yarn and Tyler's yarn.
Three hours later.
Anyway, here's my little stitch marker. And I think I'm going to swap this one out. Yeah. Rawr, rawr. I'm going to swap it out for this one. Because, while a dinosaur on a shawl doesn't make a whole lot of sense, a cassette tape stitch marker with Miami Vice colorway, yeah, we got to do it. We got to. Ta-da! Show the right side. Ta-da! All right, so that is, those are my whips. I don't remember how many that was. Were y'all keeping count? All right, next up, future. The only future plans I have right now, I think, the Hip to Be Square Mal, which is, again, 2 squares every month throughout the year. That's it. There will be prizes. Can I just say that I am so excited that I've already had several people contact me offering prizes for the make along. That is awesome. I'm like blown away because yes, these are goodness. These are makers and dyers that I have heard of but never worked with or experienced, you know, any of their stuff, but they're in. They're all in, and yes. So I'm so excited about this, y'all. 2 squares. Come on. I know not everybody likes squares. I'm one of those people, which is weird, right? Because I'm one of those people, and yet here I am encouraging others to make 2 squares. Y'all remember the last time I was sick, right? That was what, September? Apparently, when I'm sick, I have these massive ideas, right? And that's what happened. Huey Lewis came to me in a dream and said, hey, here, there, everywhere, everybody needs to make a square. So that's where that came from. And because, again, every time I get sick, I have wild ideas. Want to hear the craziest one? I'm saying I have managed to create a conspiracy theory that somehow links Ferris Bueller, Christmas Vacation, what was the other one? Home Alone, and the TV show Sisters. Yes, okay. And the link is not John Hughes, which, you know, that's kind of a given, right? But no. So this is a conspiracy theory that I have been building on my own. So, of course, I get off here. I'm going to go Google it to see if someone else has already done this, because why? Every time, you know how you fall asleep or you have a dream and then you wake up and then you go back to sleep and sometimes it's a complete new dream. No, this is just other characters inside of all of these movies and TV shows that seem to keep interweaving with each other. And does it mean anything? No, except I'm sick. Now, will it mean something later on? Probably. And if it does, I will bring you in on whatever is happening. But oh my goodness, why? Why? Oh, right. Breakfast Club also is included in that. But again, not because of John Hughes, even though it is because of John Hughes. But no. Like all of these people, I have managed to connect to each other. Like Aunt Bethany, she's Clark's aunt, or is she Ellen's aunt? And also, if that's the case, if she's Ellen's aunt, doesn't that make her cousin Eddie's son? Why wasn't that brought up? I don't know. Oh, what? And also, could she be related to Uncle Buck? Could she be Uncle Buck's mom? Why am I thinking about this kind of thing? I'm just trying to sleep and get well. I'm all right. Next, stuff I got. Where is the stuff I got? Where is it? See? Perfect for a hot flash. All right. The first of the stuff I got came from a wonderful friend on Instagram who had excess of Holst garn yarn that she wasn't using. So she sent it to me. Okay, sorry. This one is Holst Super Soft, which is 100% wool in the colorway Marlin. This is like a separate piece right here. And when she sent this to me, I was curious as to what she was like, what she had in mind when she purchased it. And she actually had used, I think she had used part of this and part of this. And she showed me this beautiful sweater that she made. It looked like it used a lot of yardage, but apparently it did not. And it was gorgeous. I'm going to pop a picture up here so you can see how gorgeous this sweater is. So she sent me this, which I believe she didn't use any of. So this is a full, no, this isn't right. Is this the one? Anyway, So I got this, which was in the color Marlin. And this, which I believe she said is a complete spool cone. She didn't use any of this one. This is also 100% superwash, or this is super soft, which is 100% wool, and the colorway is Prussian. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, I am making a sweater. I am making a sweater out of this. You hear me? It will be a sweater. And last but not least, this is Tides, which is 70% wool and 30% silk, and the colorway is Nightshade. And this is the one that she used to make her sweater. Oh, I'm so happy. And you know what? I have been dying to say this forever, because as soon as I found out that you could get cones, and I said one day when I grow up, I will get a cone so I can say this very thing. How many whips does it take to get to the center of a Holst cone? I'll see myself out. Okay, next on the stuff I got. I believe that my first my first introduction to 80s pop music happened in my 8th grade year. Let me think now. When I say pop music, I mean music that wasn't Michael Jackson. This feels right. Yes. This did not include Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson wasn't really pop in my experience. So there. My introduction was Chicago 17. Everybody was giving the gift of the 45 of You're the Inspiration. Like, everybody was given that gift. All the cool kids, which obviously did not include me because I was not a cool kid at all. But I got myself Chicago 17. And yes, I listened to You're the Inspiration. So now I have a new record for my collection, and I'm sharing it with you because you'll see it again throughout the year. As an ambassador for Wonderland Yarns, periodically throughout the year, they send me some yarn to play with. And they sent me some yarn to play with. This Cotton Kiss Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter is their sport weight base, and this is 50% merino. 50% superwash merino, 50% cotton. I've never played with this kind before. I'm looking forward to it. It is so soft. Oh, okay. What is this colorway? This colorway is called Thorny Thistle. Try saying that 3 times fast. It's soft. I got two of these. And let's see. It's 372 yards. So that is 744, maybe. Y'all, if I got that right. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to this. I honestly never have worked with a cotton merino blend, and this is going to be perfect for summertime. I love this. Love this. And I also got a skein of, this is again on their Mad Hatter base. It's called Sprinkles. 344 yards. This is 95% superwash merino, 5% neps. Neps. I love neps. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. I know before when I got some yarn from them and I said it was like Willy Wonka, but this is, come on, come with me and you'll be in a world of, oh, come on. You can't tell me nothing. No. Woo-hoo. Oh, the nips. I love the nips. It's like Tweety Bits. Oh, this colorway is called Curious Tale, number 908. I didn't tell you the number for this one. The Thorny Thistle is 355. Oh, this one's going to be a special. Oh, it's got to be special. Oh my gosh. Okay, the last of the stuff I got. My name is Jackie, and I have a fondness for things. Oh. This is called Lilac Lullaby. Oh. And it's from Arcane Fiberworks. Woo! Look at this. The purples, the blues and the purples, and the purples and the blues. This is on their fingering weight, 80/20 superwash merino nylon, 400 meters, 435 yards. 100%. Oh, yeah. Can I just say that in this stuff I got, I have Wonderland on one hand, and I have Arcane Fiberworks on the other hand. No wonder I'm sick. My immune system, look what happened. My immune system was attacked by Arcane Fiberworks and WonderlandYarns. I didn't stand a chance, people. I just didn't stand a chance. To go with this, I got this, which is mouse gray. Now, I got it to go with this, but because almost all of Tyler's yarns all go together anyway, I was thinking I needed a semi-solid to, well, I don't remember what the reason was, but I had to have that. So, there you go. And again, also on fingering weight, on his sock weight base. I'll get my words right. And then, because your girl was minding her own business, because that's what I do. I was like, okay, that was my Black Friday shopping. I am done. I don't need anything else. I don't need anything else, because what I have was plenty. I just didn't need to get any more. And then, okay, my husband and I were minding our own business, because that's what we do, right? We stay inside our four walls. We mind our own business. So why come this? The Ballad of Chicken Little. This was the first time that I knew that chickens came in colors like blue. Oh my goodness. This. I showed it to Hubs, and he is like, well, I like the chicken. Whatever. He's not a vegetarian, so he doesn't appreciate chickens the way I do. But anyway, then when I actually showed him the yarn, he's like, oh yeah, that's cool. I want something made out of that. What? First of all, he appreciated the chicken. Then he's like, ooh, I want something made out of it. So he wants me to take my beautiful Tyler yarn and make him something? Anywho, so here this is, again, the Ballad of Chicken Little. And then apparently the Ballad of Chicken Little is one of 3 in a set. But you know what? I am strong. I am strong. So while I was there looking at the chickens And then, you know, of course, adopted those two. Wow! This is so pretty. And it looks like the band, Beautiful Band. It reminds me of the Beautiful Band. And again, almost all Tyler's colors go together, so. This, I can't wait to see in a cake because I'll just watch the video now that I think about it. But this is going to be a very beautiful shawl. It's called Winter Wonderland. Last but not least. Woo! This is like my favorite color. And then like somebody dipped it in maybe some honey. And this is called the Bee's Knees. In all honesty, this was the very last of my yarn acquisitions for 2024. No, 2023. Seriously, I have no immune system left. Wonderland, arcane, wonderfully arcane. Ugh. So that's everything. I did a lot. Not only did I do a lot in December, I did a lot in 2023. On Ravelry, there is a way that you can set like a goal for yourself for so many projects you want to make in the year. And in 2022, after I found that feature, I set the goal for 22. And of course, blew right past that. And then for 2023, I was like, okay, I think I set it for like 30. Blew right past that too. So I'm looking forward to 2024 because it's not so much about how many things I want to make, but just the kinds of things I want to make. I'm not sure I'm going to do a Make 9 because last year's Make 9 was a hard fail. I made 9 things, don't get me wrong, but not those 9 things. I think I may have made one of the 9, maybe 2 of the 9 things on my list. So if I decide to do it again, I'll let you know. And it will be entitled Lies I'm Telling Myself in 2024, just to keep, that pattern going. But I do plan to continue to work from stash this year. Oh, y'all, when the ball dropped and everybody was, woohoo, woohoo, I heard the sound of, when you open a mason jar after it's been sealed and it does a, that was the sound coming from the Fibronation cave because so many yarns were like, we are ready. So I've got a lot that I can work with that I didn't dare touch last year. Even though some of them have only been in the cave for like 3 or 4 days, I'm still counting it, you hear me? So it's going to be fun. I feel like I want to go through the yarn and like let the yarn pick, like my Make 9, but it'll be with yarn instead of project. Ooh! I think I might do that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Make 9, but it's with yarn. Sure. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to have to look through my videos from last year, my haul videos, unboxings, just so I can pick from the right orchard. I don't know, because, there's like a first fruits and then there's a second fruit. So I want to kind of keep it somewhat in line so that it's been at least a year in the Fibronation cave. So we shall see. And because the color of the year is like it's peach, and I do have some peaches, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with the peach color, that might be like my first spring object, is to use the color of the year with the yarn of it. Oh, this is going to be fine. Whew. Did you stay with me the whole time? I'm sorry if I went off the rails a little bit. It's what I do. And, ooh, yeah. Okay. Well, if you want to stick around, become a member of the GlamFam, help this family grow. We have done so well. I did reach my 1220 by 1231, so there's going to be a yarn rehoming for that, or I'll let you know when that's going to happen. Okay, yes, so stick around, join the GlamFam by clicking that subscribe button, and don't forget to rock that notification bell. Until next time, I've been Jackie. I took off my doggone